stable, it's healthy, audio is all picked up correct. Waiting for Twitch to go live again. For some odd reason, OBS did not want to stream the game. Kind of weird, so had to kind of start over. Which is not that big of a deal, but it is what it is. So let's get the introductions done and over with. Hello, I'm grekaosangel, and welcome to my stream of Final Fantasy VIII. This is part 24. In the last part, we managed to get through the majority of Lunatic Pandora. We defeated Raijin and Fujin for the last time. We defeated Cypher for the last and final time. Took on Mobile Type 8, which is kind of like a guard robotic thing we fought. Wasn't too difficult. Thought it was going to give us some trouble. Not really. We also finished Disc 3, so we are now on Disc 4. We're about to go through the last stretch of bosses and final dungeon. And we're close to the end of Final Fantasy VIII. So let's just dive right in. There, now it's showing us. Excellent. I don't know why it wasn't doing it the last time I tried this, but let's get back to the game. Alright. To recap, essentially we defeated Cypher. He kind of played possum, pretended to be defeated, and then got up and stole Renoa away from us. Kind of brought her to the Sorceress Adel and kind of see how things are going to go with that route. One thing we want to make sure Zell has is Regen, which he doesn't have. So let's go ahead and exchange it. We'll split. We'll give him 10 of them. Essentially, we're going to want to use this in the next battle, kind of strategically. And I'm not too concerned about Krystas' health, but I guess we might as well heal her as best we can. And let's go. Basically, we're going to go ahead and go up this ladder system thing. That's what I thought. Out this direction. So we're certainly getting things kicked off into high gear first thing here on Disc 4. And now we have to defeat Adel. And yeah, okay, so Adel, level range 1 through 46. HP range between 6,000 and 15,000, so not too terrible. We can draw the Fire, Thunder, and Blizzard spells. At level 20 plus, those spells become the Aura incarnations of those, and 30 plus, you get Aga, of course. Weak to win, time and a half. You can steal a Samantha Soul from them, which you can refine into 60 triples, but you know, at this point in the game, really don't need that. The strategy here is kind of like a lot of Final Fantasies have done in the past. You want to try and keep a character alive, kind of reminiscent of the prison cage in Final Fantasy IX. We want to keep Renoa alive, so the easiest way to do this is to simply cast Regen on Renoa, and she won't die. More or less, if you keep things pretty stable. If her HP hits 0, it's game over. So this is why it's important to kind of pay attention to whenever Adel takes HP from Renoa. And then after that, we kind of have to do a few other things. So let's just get this started. Yep, drawn HP. Has some pretty decent spells. That's not fair. Quistis wasn't even touched. Alright, let's do... Let's cast Meltdown on Adel. I mean, one more good hit should pretty much do the trick. And what's really amazing is that Meltdown affects virtually every enemy in the game. So their vitality against Squall's physical, thing kind of just goes out the window. Now, since we defeated Adel, we're about to induce time compression, since Renoa is literally the only sorceress left available to Ultimecia. This is kind of making our plan kind of come to fruition as well as Ultimecia, so we're kind of playing a dangerous high-stakes game at this point. Convenient that time compression was so kind enough to wait for Laguna to finish talking. They're so reusing this from Final Fantasy VII's one of the final FMVs. Little tunnel thing that they did. Yeah, this is kind of messed up. I don't believe we can save. Okay, essentially, we want to survive these fights. We're going to fight a bunch of different sorceresses down through the time and the ages, and we kind of have to just kind of wait for time compression to do its thing. One thing to note, when you get to the very, very last sorceress, they can cast Ultima. So if you're not prepared, it could hurt. And the scene will shift a bunch of different times. I'm not really sure what or who these sorceresses are supposed to represent. Thankfully that their HP is not terribly high due to the fact that we're such a low level. Now here's a different one. Unless they've all been different in subtle different ways. I don't think that they're different. I think they just keep repeating various ouch. Not really. But I think as we get to newer incarnations of these sorceresses that their HP is in fact going to get a little bit higher. I'm not even sure how many we had to fight. But I don't recognize the final sorceress just yet. But yep, I believe this is the final one. Yeah. I remember how weird this thing looked. I believe that this is the last one. I think it counterattacks every single time. Yeah, it looks like that. That's what she does, or it does. Yeah, okay, once that countdown ends, it's going to use Ultima. A cheap way would be to use one of our holy wars before it gets the countdown. And kind of screw it out of doing any damage to our characters. Sorry, you're not going to be able to hurt us. Oh no! Don't tell me that our thing wore off. No, it just looked like that because it was doing the animation. I do believe we just survived time compression. Okay. I don't quite remember where we are supposed to go. Because I didn't write down any notes of any sort. But this seems like the right place. And this would be Ultimecia's castle. Now there's 3 portals here. We want to use the middle one in order to get our Ragnarok back and give us ability to kind of fly around what limited areas we can explore on Disc 4. We'll also, once we go into the castle proper, if we've missed any GFs that you can draw from enemies and bosses throughout the game, you will have the second opportunity to draw those GFs that you've missed. predominantly Siren, Leviathan, Pandemona, Carbuncle, Cerberus, Alexander, and since we didn't challenge Ultima Weapon in the Deep Sea Research Center, we will have the ability to acquire Eden, which is the last GF that we are currently missing from our list. So we're going to go ahead and take the middle portal here. I'm not quite sure, Noctis, to whom you should give thanks. If you're by meaning... I'm not quite sure what you mean by that. Alright, so basically we should find ourselves in the one area. Yep, over here by the Central Ruins, which this is a good time if you want to go ahead and try to get Odin. You can do that. I believe that that's the Ragnarok. So we pretty much have to go and find a chocobo forest. Somewhere down in this area. Seeing as it's the only way to acquire what we need. Unfortunately, I'm not quite sure where it is. Alright, let's see. North from the portal. Went the wrong way. Of course we did. This way, I believe. I'm doing alright. Hopefully trying to beat Final Fantasy VIII here pretty soon. Now, where is that forest? I don't know if it's on the other side of this mountain. Yep, I see some green over there. That's probably where we're going to want to go. And I believe that this is our first time at an actual forest, so that's going to be a little bit of a scenes, I think, that we're going to have to go through. But essentially we need to get a chocobo to cross a little bit of water to get our Ragnarok back. Yeah, that's right, a whistle. Something we gotta do. Yeah, I've only done this thing maybe one time, and that was a very long time ago. Yeah, voice acting I think has, for certain genres and certain games, can come out quite well. It's always nice not having to actually, you know, slug through a whole bunch of text just to get to the point of something, but at the same time, for Final Fantasy at least, I feel that voice acting, and I've said this many times in the past, has kind of gone downhill because of voice acting. You can't get as in depth with the plot and character arcs when you have to kind of match lip syncs or kind of see how something translates and make sure it matches up with the lip flaps, and kind of, you know, you have to pay the voice actors on top of that. And it just kind of, it limits the game, I think, and it's more of a problem that modern gaming has with old type of kind of guaranteed gameplay elements. I'm sure that made no sense whatsoever, but that's kind of my thoughts on the matter. Nope, I simply want you... Just help me, because I really do not feel like trying to get this to work. Oh no, 1200 gil. It's not like I have 1 to 2 million. Final Fantasy, let's see. Technically the first Final Fantasy that I played was on the Game Boy Color, actually the original Game Boy. The Final Fantasy Legends 3, which I know is not part of the main series, so that would have been 98. After that, I got a PlayStation 1, so I was able to play 9 and then 7, 8. Once I got my PlayStation 2, I of course played 10. Went back and picked up Origins for 1 and 2. As well as Anthology and Chronicles, so I could play 4 and 5 and 6, and of course Chrono Trigger for the first time. And I've been playing it for many years. Let's see, I was 10 or 11 the first time I played a Final Fantasy game, so 15, 16 years. Based on your username Noctis Kalem 100, I'm assuming you're very interested in Final Fantasy 15, or is that something like Boko? Very interesting to note that that's the main Chocobo's name in Final Fantasy V. So there's a little bit of allusion to previous titles. Or are you just back to Final Fantasy 15? Was it your interest in it when it was Versus 13, or is it the more recent changes that they've done since Tabata has kind of taken over? We don't really have to worry about Pocket Station. That's one of those little outside peripherals for the PS1. I want to say it was only available in Japan. I might be wrong, though. I'm probably wrong. Just go ahead and skip past this stuff. And we are now... We don't want to get off, because if we get off we might have to come back and do this all over again. And we have a Chocobo following us. Okay, ideally we want to go south from the portal to cross some shallow water so we can get to the Ragnarok. Now, which version of the demo did you play? I picked up Type 0, which I have not yet played through, but I got day one kind of Final Fantasy 15 demo. So I haven't played the recent 2 or 3, maybe even 4 version updates that they've done, since they've kind of been taking people's tips and advices and kind of like what their opinion is on how the game was going, and they've made some changes that I know of. We need to find the Ragnarok. It's all the way over by the desert. This way. Nope, this way. No, what I meant was that the episode Du Scae has had multiple version changes. The one, like if you would have bought Type 0 from day one and played it, it would be different from the one you play now, because they've had update changes, that they've updated gameplay, changed a few things around so that you're able to they've basically taken fan feedback and kind of adapted the game and changed it a bit. As to how much they changed it, I'm not exactly sure. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and save. We're going to jump back in this portal to unlock this location, so that we don't have to kind of go through this whole mess again when we want to get back. Okay, so now that we have the Ragnarok back, not a whole lot you can do with it. Virtually everything is kind of sealed off at this point due to time compression. But there's a few things you can do, such as, excuse me, the Central Ruins. You know, you do the Chocobo Forest. I believe you can somehow get back to the garden and do some of the CC group stuff to get some of your rare cards back if you had gotten rid of them or card modded them, as we did throughout the game. But essentially at this point all we really have to do now is go into Ultimecia's castle and get to her in order to take her on. Alright, thanks for stopping in, chatting up a little bit. Good to see you. I hope you enjoyed what little bit you were able to see. And hope to see you sometime next time. I'm not quite sure what game I'll be playing next, but once I finish 8, I'll probably do Legend of Dragoon, I'm thinking. Okay, one thing to note when you go into Ultimecia's castle, as soon as we enter there, things are going to be messed up. We could, quite frankly, go straight to the final fights, but it's not ideal, so we're going to have to fight some bosses. Now here's the thing, I want Renoa in our party, And we're going to do the junction exchange. You will be switching parties, so it's a good idea that anytime you switch parties, you want to make sure to switch your junctions as well. I don't believe you had to fight any bosses with a different party, but I may be mistaken. Yeah, so pretty much all the different bosses in here have sealed our various abilities and skills. So we cannot use items, magic, guardian forces, draws, command abilities, limit breaks, or resurrection, such as reviving our fallen comrades, or save the game. The little green glowing stuff on the ground there is where you basically go to switch parties, depending on wherever they are in the castle. So I'm fairly certain that with the GF, these are our command abilities. Our actual abilities are still in effect. So I believe we should not encounter any kind of enemies in here. But of course we can't use stuff. So unfortunately Renoa is kind of hurting. But I believe what we can do is leave, rest up at the save point now that we've selected some, temporarily broken as we do this. Come on, get out of my way. Well, might as well make the bottom one as we always do. Identical, since we're just about to go into the castle. Okay. There is a grand total of 8 bosses that we are going to be fighting. Technically there's a 9th one. It's Omega Weapon, but I'm not even going to attempt it. That's kind of something if you want to try it for yourself. I think you'll be well rewarded for your efforts. Okay, so basically the very first thing we want to do is go straight up the stairs here, where we will find our very first boss fight and the very first Ultimecia servant we want to defeat. Okay, so this very first boss is Sphinxaur and Sphinxara. Level range 1 through 50. Set HP at 10,000 each. Fire, Thunder, Blizzard, Cure can be drawn from them. Same thing, 20 plus becomes the Aura spells. 30 plus in terms of level becomes the Aga spells. Pretty simple stuff. They're weak to Holy. We're just going to kind of just wail on them a bit. It shouldn't do that much damage since we have some nice protection. Yeah, due to flare on our elemental junctions. And down goes the first boss. Okay, now that we have defeated the first boss, every time we defeat one of her servants, and we do one of these boss fights, we have a choice of which of our temporarily sealed abilities we can unlock. So the very first ones you want to go with is magic or draw, depending on whether or not you have missed GFs. Because the very next boss we're going to fight is the first time you can get one of your missed GFs, which is Siren. So if you don't have Siren, you might want to unlock draw ability right here. We already have it, so we're just going to unlock magic. Okay, so basically we want to go through the door here. This chandelier is going to drop to the floor beneath us. And we're going to want to go into this hatch here. Now the boss we're about to fight in here uses electricity, so lightning and thunder elements, whichever it actually is in the game, I'm not exactly sure. So this is a good time to mess with your junctions for elemental defenses. But seeing as we have, you know, for pretty good elemental defense on both Renoa and Squall, and I think, yeah, pretty much Thunder's going to heal Zell completely, so we're good to go. Okay, so this one is tri-point, level range 1 through 51, HP range 2400 to 22,000, just over that. We can draw Haste, Tornado, Blind, and of course the GF Siren if you did not acquire it from the Elveret on Dolet very early on in the game. Weak to Fire and Ice, quadruple damage, so that's good. Pretty much Mega Spark is a move that it will counter all attacks with, so obviously if you have defense against lightning attacks, you should be fine. And down goes tri-point. And now we're of course going to unseal the draw, since we already unsealed magic. Now the one thing I don't know about is whether or not there's really anything in here to really mess around with. I don't believe that there is. So what we want to do from here is go upstairs. And we want to go left. Down the hall, we want to make a right. We want to go upstairs and make a right. And then we want to go back downstairs into the door. We should be in an art gallery. No, I'm sorry. We want to go down these stairs and go into the door. Now we're in the art gallery. So basically we want to check all these pictures. So Ignis, fire. Oh. Inundatia. Flood. I do not speak Latin. At least not very well. Edicium? Judgment? Is it Eudicium? So, for those of you who do speak Latin fairly competently, I must apologize for how much I will butcher this language. Intervigilium. Sleep. That's what it translates to. Vigil, watchman, of course. That's what they say. You always want to take a, hold a vigil. Keep an eye on stuff. Viator, messenger. Venus, love. Zephius, swordfish. Zeramphiline, red clothes. Cistus or Zystus? I'm gonna say it's Cistus. Like Cistus, not Zystus. Tree-lined road. Inaudax, cowardice. Vivadarium garden. There's a meltdown. Yes, we want Zelda to have that. Alright. Ideally, the reason you want to check all the paintings is because there's a reason why you have to kind of mix together certain passwords once we check this giant painting here. Alright, the title. We're going to go ahead and put it in so that we get it right. So the very first thing is Vivadarium. Then it is Intervigilum and Viator. I think that's why you have to check it, so that the options show up. Vivadarium et Intervigilium et Viator. In the garden sleeps a messenger. That makes sense. And there is our next boss. When you are ready, we are going to take it on. Alright, this boss is Trauma, level range 1 through 56, HP range 5,555 to just over 34,000. You can draw the Meltdown magic spell, as well as the GF Leviathan if you missed it from Norg on disc 2. Weak to wind, double damage. I believe he's got a little sidekick he kind of brings out called Droma. You can go ahead and ignore that. And really it's just a matter of take him down. Pretty much just take him down. He's got a pretty decent physical defense. So I'm afraid we're going to have to melt down him. See, before we did under 3,000 with Squall getting his extra damage. So let's just see what this does now. Yeah, full damage. Yeah, if he'll create another drama, we can go ahead and ignore him. Gonna draw some more meltdowns. Ooh, that's good. It's got a lot of HP, even for the fact that we're level 15. Wow. Tough guy. I'm not used to things surviving this long. There it goes. I must say, you survived longer than most other of the bosses that came before you did. Alright. We now want to unlock our limit breaks next. We want to head north into this door here, and then north again, and then take the stairs down. In the upper left path, we want to find the key to the prison. Which, as soon as we do that, we're going to fight yet another boss. Okay, so this is the Red Giant, level range 1 through 52. Set HP at 30,000. You can draw Demi and the GF Pandemona if you miss drawing it from Fujin during the occupation of Balam. Weak to wind, double damage. Essentially, using Meltdown in combination with the Blind spell, you can pretty much make this an undefeatable fight. You pretty much assures your victory. You can't lose it pretty much at that point. The question is, do I have Blind? Of course I don't have Blind on Zell. But I do have Meltdown. It does a little bit of damage. Although I don't believe he'll survive the round. Down goes another boss. I gotta check real quick. I gotta move my notes down a little bit. Alright. Diamond armor's nice. Okay, we want to unlock our item ability to use items. And let's see, we want to go back to the main hall. Which I'm trying to think if there's a shortcut. This isn't the main hall, so let's see if we can't get back there quick enough. Okay. This is just the hall, not the main hall, but it'll have to do. Yeah, I believe this is it, because we want to jump in here, and we want to switch to the other party. And we want to switch the junctions, of course. So Renoa gets put on Arvine, Squall on Quistis, and Zell on Selfie. So Renoa, Squall, and Zell. That should be easy to remember. I do not believe that we have to fight any boss with this party, so we're just going to leave our HP kind of critical here. We want to go to the left here. Okay, so we're in the chandelier room. We want to go... There's a lever over here by the green circle. Okay, so the lever has been depressed. We're going to switch back to our other party members. Go ahead and switch our junctions again. Renoa gets Irvine's. Squall gets Quistis's. And Zell gets Selfies. Now what happened to our... Mega Elixirs? Okay, from here we want to go over the chandelier that we can now cross. Since our team was kind enough to do that. And pretty much we go through here to the balcony, where we will fight another boss. Alright, this boss is Krysta, or Krysta, I'm not quite sure how you pronounce it. Level range 1 through 55, HP range 5200 to about 16,000. You can draw the Holy Spell from him, as well as if you missed the GF Carbon Coal during the first fight with Adia, or not Adia, but the Iguions, whatever the fuck they're called, during the end of the Disc 1, the little lizard lion things that Adia summons, you can now draw Carbon Coal from this boss. Pretty much, you want to kind of weaken its physical defense with Meltdown, if you have it, and just be aware that its final attack is Ultima, so that's a good idea to kind of keep your eye on that. So, magic, Meltdown. And the next thing we're going to do, because we can, is have Aura placed on Squall. We'll go with a Holy War. Well, that's irritating. Let's try that again. And we're going to hold on to that. There we go. Because this will kill it. No doubt about it. And since we don't have the ability to save, I don't want to risk the off chance that Ultima actually kills our party. I know that that's an extremely unlikely thing to happen, but it's just something we gotta kind of watch out for. So sorry that your ultimate final attack did nothing to us. Good effort though. Good try. Alright, next we want to unlock our command abilities. Alright. Now let's see, we want to go to our second party. I don't believe we have to switch to them. What we want to do is go to where they're at, which is this way, I believe. It should be, I just went this way. Want to head north here through these doors. Just draw point. Don't need that. Right here by the fountain, there's a treasure vault key. So then we want to go to okay, I kind of got that. I got ahead of myself there. We don't really need this key just yet. I'm looking at the wrong set of notes. So we want to go to the doors up here. And we should find ourselves in a chapel of sorts. Yep. We want to go upstairs. And we want to walk over the bridge. To get the armory key. Alright, we want to go back to the main hall now. And we want to go all the way back to that one prison area where we fought the red giant. And unlock the door on the right. Alright, unlock this door here. And inside is our next boss. Alright, this boss is Gargantua. Level range 1 through 54. HP range 10,100 to just over 15,000. You can draw Quake and Reflect, and if you missed acquiring and fighting Cerberus in Galbadia Garden at the end of Disc 2, you can get the GF Cerberus from this Gargantua enemy here. Two different ways of defeating this boss. You could use Meltdown if you've got it. You can kind of be careful of the counterattack it's got whenever you attack. Or, since it's an undead boss, simply throw an elixir or something, something curative, restorative to just outright kill it. Which is exactly what we are going to... exactly what we're going to do. Okay, that didn't kill it. Elixir then, let's do that. Maybe it actually does have to be an elixir, not a mega elixir. Irritating. Oh, I'm stupid. What we wanted to do is cast Zombie on the undead to turn it into a zombie and then use an elixir. Oh well. So for future reference, let me amend what I was saying earlier. If you want an easy victory, use Zombie, then elixir. Alright, I believe I've got it on somebody. Or perhaps I have an item that will use it. Alright, oh well. Essentially what Evil Eye does, it looks like, makes a certain character unable to perform limit breaks, as well as slowing them down. Yeah, it looks like every single attack you do is gonna get kind of like a crushing counter to it. Alright, time to play this a little bit smarter. And we want to go ahead and use a remedy, which we don't have. Well, that works out. That sure backfired for him. As you can see, even like with our super overpowered characters, if you're not prepared for a fight, you can kind of make some pretty nasty decisions that are going to kind of cost you pretty dearly. I mean, obviously, thankfully, we weren't, I would say, ill-equipped with our junctions. So we're not in too much of a dire strait because we kind of didn't really play that smart. But, yeah. Okay, so pretty much we can do whatever we want, so I'm going to just go ahead and go with, I want to be able to save my game. There's no save points right now, but I would like to be able to save. I know somebody has the zombie spell. Of course it's Renoa. Oh well. Okay, we want to go back. Okay, so we kind of jumped ourselves jumped the gun a little bit by getting that treasure key. But I guess it saves us time because what we want to do is go all the way back to the main hall. We've actually only got 2 more bosses, and then we're ready for Ultimecia, which I'll do in a completely different stream since it'll be the end of the game. And it's kind of a lengthy fight, but we're gonna go back to this the center here and go north, go straight forward. Obviously, we're able to. Damn it. I'm jumping ahead of myself. I'm not really paying attention to what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm supposed to go to the west this time. And open the door down here with the treasure key that we picked up. In this little area right here. So we have a puzzle that we must solve. Basically what we want to do is from left to right, we want to open the second coffin. We want to close the third coffin. We want to open the first coffin and the fourth coffin. And if you're ready... Actually, we're not ready. I want to make sure that Zell has blind, because I know somebody has it. Because we're going to make this a little bit easier on ourselves. I'm trying to talk to you. There we go. This is pretty much like a souped up behemoth. Catoblepas. Level range 1 through 57, HP range just over 10,000 to just under 39,000. You can draw the Meteor spell from him. If you did not acquire Alexander during the second fight against Adel in the Galbadia Garden at the end of Disc 2, now's your chance to draw that GF. Catoblepas is weak to earth and water, double damage. Best strategy here is to kind of melt down to reduce its physical defense, and blind to prevent him from attacking you. Meteor will be its final attack, kind of what the behemoths are kind of known for. When you kill them, they kind of try to take you with them. Well, first I'm going to melt you down. Then I'm going to blind you. Nice try, that's not going to do hardly anything to me. And because you're kind of being arrogant, and I need to put you in your place, we're going to hopefully use Leonhart. Okay. Oh well. At least we still killed him. Meteor is kind of painful, but we'll survive. Okay. We're gonna go ahead and unlock GFs. And it's time to take on the last of the enemies that Ultimecia has stealing our stuff. I'm thinking, is there a door in here? Supposedly there's some sort of door we can unlock for a shortcut. Oh well. Alright, so what we want to do is go to the chapel. We're going to cross that bridge, that little wooden bridge that we acquired the prison key from. And we want to start climbing our way up the clock tower. If I can only remember how to get where I'm going, I think it's this way. No. It's this way. I want to say that this dark aura here is where but Omega weapon will show up if we do the right number of steps in the right amount of time. Take it you want to kind of walk over this. I'm gonna jump over here. And here is where we will actually be acquiring our last and final GF that we can actually summon at will. We gotta be very careful. Because this one don't mess around. Awesome design though. Alright, this last boss of Guardian type thing we're going to be killing is Tiamat. A little bit different than what you'd expect. Tiamat is usually a 5-headed dragon. Each head has different elements. Excuse me. Level range 1 through 58. HP 21,000 to just under 90,000. You can draw Flare Magic or the Eden GF, which is what we're going to do. You want to be very, very, very careful if it's Dark Flare Countdown. Sort of like a really bad evil Bahamut is going to hurt. The way I don't think we have any aura stones, do we? Yes, we do. His countdown is spelling out the name of the attack. So once he gets Dark Flare, it's gonna hurt. But I suppose that's all we need to do is one Renzokuken and we win. Cool. Cool, cool. We're going to leave the name as it's supposed to be. And of course we're going to unlock the ability to resurrect. So now we have complete control over all of our faculties and power, as we should. Let's see, what GF, what does Eden get us? Pretty much not, well, Devour. I'm not quite sure what that does. I think it allows us to do something. Now this is interesting, the ability to refine learning medicine for GF from items. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Okay. Let's just go ahead and junction that. Well, what does it have? It comes with speed, evasion, hit. So we actually have some items. Let's actually teach it some stuff. Let's do status defense. That'd be nice. Let's give it HP 80%. Strength 60%. Vitality 60% would be nice. Spirit 60%. Auto reflect would be nice. So if we give this to Renoa, she'll have the ability to do some pretty well, we want to give it to Squall actually. That way we can junction to evasion, some pretty good stuff. I wonder if triple has something to do with that. Triple would probably be good. But we can actually do some more some stuff there. I guess it doesn't really matter. So actually, let's give that to Renoa. $32, $34, $42. Ooh, 63. So highest was 13, 9. We'll do 13, hit percentage. 147 would be nice. Let's see, anything we want to kind of mess with here. Berserk would be nice. We don't want to be confused, that's good. And what can we actually give some pretty good stuff to? Death. I don't think that that's going to help us. Break is not going to help. Zombie. Bio. We'll try Silence. And we actually give her a boost of vitality here. Alright. Okay, so we're going to go back up here across the bell. And we're going to get to the top of the clock tower. And we're pretty much right there on Ultimecia's doorsteps. Alright, at the end here lies the culmination of all that we've worked for, the final fights of Final Fantasy VIII. Oh damn it, we did have a remedy, I never noticed it. It's now or never. Oh wait, no. Next stream is what we're going to be tackling. Okay. That's it for this stream. On the very next one, we're going to do the final fights, beat the game hopefully without too much trouble. And that'll be it for Final Fantasy VIII. So I want to give a big shout out to Noctis Kalem 100 for joining me in the stream today on the chat. Thanks for talking to me a little bit. I'm grekaosangel. Thank you for watching my stream of Final Fantasy VIII. If you're checking this out on YouTube, be sure to subscribe to my channel if you like what you've seen. Like and comment on the video below. Be sure to follow my Twitter account and my Twitch account for future updates as to what I'm going to be streaming, when I'm going to be streaming, and if you want to participate and have your say in what's going on and kind of open up the conversation, the two-way dialogue, please do so. I'm always here. Thanks for tuning in. I always enjoy talking to people, so that's it. I'm done. I'm going to shut up. Thanks for watching my video. I will see you on the finale of Final Fantasy VIII. Till next time, see you later.